that the pursuit of happiness is an activity, but it's not a reward. Okay, so I will draw a picture, and I've got a square, and in the lower left-hand corner I've got a small circle. In the upper right-hand corner I've got a big circle, and then I have a straight line with an arrow connecting the two circles. And I said, now in the small circle, write the word here, HERE, and in the big circle, write the word bigger type, right there, THERE. And I said, how many of you, this is a snap photo of any time in your life that you're here and you're trying to get there? And everybody's, and I said, so if you keep doing this, you're here and trying to get there for 50 years, will you be there? I said, no. What you'll have is a really strong habit of always being here, but not being there. And I said, so this is how pursuit of happiness is up in the upper right-hand corner, and this is where you are. You're not happy, but when you get to there, you'll be happy, except your habit is never getting there. Okay, so the big thing is that progress that you can be happy with has to be measured backward. You cannot measure progress forward. You can only measure progress backward. And it's a skill that's not learned. It's not a skill that's learned. And because, as a child, you're motivated. If you do this and this and this, boy, then you'll really be happy. Your parents are, if I do this, I don't be really. As soon as I get them all out of the house, I'm going to be happy. Hope I don't have to visit them in prison. That'll make me happy and everything. But it doesn't, because happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a daily experience. Okay, and so what I realized that the fundamental skill that's the basis of all happiness is just what you do on a daily basis. And so at the end, so I'm just going to give you what the activity is that I found really snaps people into the right way of measuring their progress and being happy. Is that at the end of every day, before you go to sleep, you say, what were my 3 wins for the day? 3 things that when I look at them, these really move me forward. Okay, you get those. Then you say, now, as I look at tomorrow, what are 3 more things that are kind of like that, but even bigger and better? Okay. Okay. We find that children can basically get this down pat by the time they're 5 or 6 years old. Okay. If you have an evening kind of experience, and family dinner together is a good way to do it. And everybody reports, at 5 or 6, it's just one thing, but by the time they're 6 or 7, they can get their 3 things. Okay. And they're learning all sorts of other things. They know how to play video games. They can certainly learn how to review their day, And that just locks in that every day is a winning day. And you're looking forward to tomorrow to be even more of a winning day. Okay. And what happens with a person who does that, they stop comparing themselves to other people. They stop comparing themselves to images in the movies. They stop comparing themselves to commercials and advertisements. They stop listening to social media. Because they have their own basis for comparison, and you are your only basis for comparison. It's who you were this morning, and you've improved on it by this evening. Okay. This is human. I'm not talking about entrepreneurs here. This is just being a human being. Every human being has a day to work with. It's one thing that every human being gets every day. They get a day to live. And it's either a winning day or a losing day. And there is no neutral day. If your day wasn't a winning day, and that's conscious on your part, it's probably going to be a losing day.
Yeah. I think it's... people really don't take enough of this always measure backward really seriously. It can kind of sound like it's, I don't know, this kind of thing that maybe you do to make yourself feel better. But really the gap where you're measuring forward and you're never there is a really almost like a disease mindset that really inhibits you from being what you're capable of being or having the experience